Hey guys, it's Mahel here, and I know it's been a while since the last video and I'm very sorry for that, and I know I look a bit homeless right now because of the beard as well as the hair. I know I need a haircut as well as a beard trim, but nevertheless, today I'm going to be talking to you about whether GCSEs are important, and well, the answer may actually shock you, but it depends. You might be thinking, whoa Mahel, we were told that GCSEs are the most important exams in our life, and I know GCSEs have started, the exam season has officially started, but I'm also going to tell you that GCSEs aren't actually that important unless you are doing certain things which I'm going to go and cover right now. Right off the bat, you should always try in your exams, including your GCSEs, try as hard as you can, get the best grades that you can, even if it doesn't matter, because you never know, you might need them one day. But if you know you're not gonna need them, then don't worry if you don't get the grades that you wanted. Just try. Don't beat yourself up if you, for example, get a C in geography like I did. But at the same time, don't think, you know what, that grade in geography doesn't matter, I'm not gonna try. The point of this video is that if you don't do as well as you expected, then maybe not all hope isn't lost, not as an excuse for you to just slack and do nothing. So the first condition on whether GCSEs matter or not is what you want to do at university and where you want to do it. GCSEs really matter if you're going for somewhere like Oxbridge or LSE or Imperial, because they will look at your GCSE profile to see if you've been an academically rounded student consistently, rather than just revising through A-levels and doing well at that. They will take into account whether you did well at GCSEs, because by doing so they will know whether you've been a good student all along, rather than someone who decides, shit, I need to do work now, and then gets good grades. Not only this, it also forms a better performance indicator than simply going off predicted grades, which your teachers can lie about. Mine, I wouldn't say that at the time that they were predicted were accurate, although that is now what my offer is, and that is now what I believe I'm going to get. If you're not going to Oxbridge, LSE or Imperial, then you will need to look at the course that you're doing, because for example, if you were to do economics at university, some universities may require that you need an A in maths, and general rule of thumb, I'd say get a B in maths and a B in English, literature and language as a minimum. I think they're in 7 for the new grading system. I'm not really sure about the grading system for the new GCSEs, however it's still the same. Just make sure you get at least a B in both English and maths. And also make sure, if you want to go to, for example, UCL, do a language and get a grade C. This will save you so much more hassle later on, as if you don't have that grade C, then I believe UCL makes you learn a language or puts you on a course which will be in addition to the course that you want to study at university, and that's just so much more work than simply doing a language again and C. The second condition on whether GCSEs matter or not is whether you know what you're going to do at sixth form, and this actually applies to me. So GCSEs are used as a form of assessing whether you're good enough or not to get into a sixth form. Is there, because sixth forms or colleges, they set their own entry criteria. For example, my old school set 4 A's, 3 B's, and my current school sets 3 A's, 4 B's. And although I only got 3 A's, 4 B's, 3 C's, my old school still did let me back in. But then it got to a point where at the end of year 12, I wanted to change from doing the IB to doing A-levels, and that means I had to leave school and then find a new one. And then my current one, because I met their requirements, I was able to restart year 12 over there. However, if I didn't do well in my GCSEs and didn't get those 3 A's and 4 B's, I may not have gotten into that new school, and I may have gone to somewhere worse. So it was a really good thing that I got 3 A's, 4 B's. You see people getting like 11 A stars or something ridiculously high, but honestly, unless you are going to Oxbridge, LSE or Imperial, then it really doesn't mean much. Like, I doubt anyone's going to care about that A in geography or the A star in history that you got, because at the end of the day, I still got 3 C's and I still managed to get into 2 different sixth forms. And as for university, I've still got an offer at Russell Group University, and one of the better ones actually. So it seems like they don't really care too much about GCSEs. As I said before, GCSEs, the only important ones really are English, maths and a language. Just make sure you get at least a B in both English and maths. Even if your course doesn't want any grade specifically at GCSE, just make sure you get that. And then a C in a language, just in case. Also a language just does look good on your profile for GCSEs. I did 2 languages, I say that's unnecessary. Just 1 is good enough. And also, if your school tries convincing you to do an IGCSE instead of a GCSE, and the IGCSE is harder, don't go for the IGCSE. It brings no benefit to you, it's more for benefit to the school, because then they can say, oh look at our students, they're studying an international GCSE, we're such a good school. But in reality, it brings no actual benefit to the student other than more work, which can lead to a low grade. Because at my old school, I did IGCSE Spanish. If I stayed on what I think was EdExcel, then there was a chance that I could have got better than a C grade, because the IGCSE was actually quite hard. To put that into contrast, I did EdExcel Japanese, and that was a standard GCSE, and I got an A overall. So standard GCSE, I got an A in Japanese. IGCSE Spanish, I got a C. So again, GCSEs don't really matter too much, so don't think, oh, an IGCSE is going to give me an edge, because chances are it really won't, and it's more beneficial to the school as something to flaunt rather than to you, because again, English, maths and a language is all you really need, unless your university wants subject specific grades. Before you sit your GCSEs, I know exam season has started, but a lot of exams are still to be sat. Look into what you want to do and make sure you know what your course wants. I believe 2019 entry has been advertised right now, and obviously you're not going to be going for 2019 entry, but you can take a look at that and see what they need. If you don't know what you want to do at this point, then that's fine, but like I said before, this is why you should try it as hard as you can in your GCSEs, in case you decide that you want to change your option, or your option wants something specific, so that you're covered. Like I said, whilst I didn't get the 9 A's or whatever that some of my friends did, I still got 3 A's, 4 B's, 3 C's, and that was good enough for what I needed the GCSEs for. Once I get my A levels, my GCSEs really will not matter, because I did get at least a B in language, in English and maths rather, and at least a C in fact 2 languages, but I'm not going to UCL, so language probably won't matter too much either. I'm going to wrap up the video here, because that is all you really need to know. It was only supposed to be a brief video, so at the end of the day, do GCSEs matter? It depends, but nevertheless, you should always try as hard as you can, because you never know when you may need them. Although a lot of the time, if you're just going for a straight route where you know what you're doing, you're not going to be stumbling into any setbacks, then chances are that you don't really need the full set of 10 or 11 GCSEs. I know some people do only 5, some only do like 7. I did 10 and then 1/2 GCSE, so a short course. So that's 11 technically. But again, that many GCSEs, probably unnecessary. However, I went to a really good school. It was one of the best in the country, so that's why I did that many. But I know people across the country won't be doing that many GCSEs. So don't be scared if you're not doing that many. As long as you get at least a B in English and maths, and a C in 1 language, then you should be fine. I want to wish you good luck for your GCSEs. Again, don't panic too much, because the more you panic, the more, well, you're not really doing yourself any favors, because the panic's not going to give you a good grade. It's about having a clear mind and going forward and thinking, right, I'm going to do this. I do have a video on how to cram for GCSEs and A levels. You can watch that. And I do have other videos on the channel. They will be in the description, or you can just click onto my channel. If you haven't subscribed yet, then make sure to subscribe, leave a like and comment below. Follow me on social media, that's @MahelX on Twitter and @MahelKhan on Instagram. All of those links will be in the description. This has been Mahel. Good luck on your GCSE exams, and I hope to see you again soon. Peace.